Hey guys, it's Matt Does Games here, and I am back with yet another 3v3 Warno Funtime video that is, of course, involving people in our Discord. It's going to be me, Taurus, and Toucan on the pack side, and Nalid, Starve, and Rafka on the NATO side. Something I've been wanting to do just to kind of help give some insight or show how I'm going about these battles is showing my deck build. So I actually call this deck build the Ruski deck, and as you can tell, it has a lot of infantry, ton of BMPs. We got some ATGM planes, a couple of AAs, and as you can tell, I'm going to be using a lot of that infantry because what I like about using with the BMPs, or what I'm trying, is I can send out the infantry, and then in the far back, I can just have the BMPs kind of assist. So I think this is something you guys will really enjoy. There is an awesome push in this game, and you can already kind of see it unfold, but I'm going to cut it out because I don't want to spoil it any further. So let's jump into it. So as you can see, I am putting up a lot. There seems to be a new meta that has been created where you are supposed to send up a lot of recon units, and so I sent up a lot of recon units to kind of give me a foothold at the beginning. What my goal was I was going to try and put all these units along these trees, and then whoops, sorry. And then after I put these units along these trees, you know, I was going to just try to get a defense there. And then my goal after that was to try and cover my flanks. So these are some of my goals here, because I knew that he was going to jump here quick, because this area is so important. Because if you get this area, you instantly can get land units as reinforcements. That can definitely change some things. But as you can see, Rafka, he tried to be sneaky with a recon unit, but these sappers are actually really good units inside of trees or buildings, because the moment they get close, their infantry just evaporates. You do have to be careful though, because whenever they get too close or they're too far, they're not going to be able to really do much. As you can see, I kind of have this AA unit, which honestly is a dual purpose type unit for killing infantry. I was kind of expecting something to be in here, because I try and think whenever I play this game, I'm like, alright, so if I was playing, what would I do? I would put a lot of units in these here, so you'll probably see some anti-air fire out. No, but I was like, I'd probably put a lot of units in these trees and a lot of units in these trees, like that would be my plan, right? So I start calling in some tanks to kind of just help for a potential push. Look at that. Whoa. That's kind of interesting. Not sure how that's possible in real life. Let's look over and see how the other teammates are doing. So Toucan is trying to get hold of this road and make sure his corners are protected, so he's kind of trying to do a little bit of a denial area. He also sends in an HE unit, and it looks like it's going to score right on top of that Jaeger unit, and maybe that vehicle too. Somehow they managed to survive, and on this side, Taurus seems to be having a little bit of trouble. Nalid really likes to use those seed units. Super useful. But where they fail at is that they can't see infrared. So if you have infrared anti-air, well, then you're going to be good. So this M1 Abrams is going to give me problems. Rafka does a really good job with shooting and scooting, so as you can see, after he gets hit, he's like, bye, and he scoots it away. Even a tornado, Star managed to sneak by and actually hit my AA helicopter, but not kill it. I don't really have any anti-air at the moment at all. Nothing to really defend, but as you can see, I'm like, maybe it's time to call in some anti-air, but let's go and see how everything else is going. So, units fighting it out. Looks like we have some mods versus some Moto Sleckis. So Taurus is able to get to contest this area. What he's also trying to do is, some people will go down this road and go all the way down this road and attack Alpha, and as you can see, we're at a +3 disadvantage right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to create a line of defense to hold this area for as long as possible, and to then accumulate some form of attack. With these guys, I start to try and get my flanks going, so as you can see, like right here, and the tank, I know the tank can't see me because of this tree line, but I can see it. For now, at least, until this recon's killed. And then I lose those recons, unfortunately. It looks like there's a lot of resistance on this side. As you can tell, Taurus is trying his best to hold off Nalid's push. He's also putting a lot of resources over on these trees. And I did just lose a plane as it explodes into the ether of the world. And I also called in an additional HE because I was like, alright, I'm tired of you guys hitting all these damn infantry units in these trees. This recon unit surprisingly survives for a long time. And as you can see, the tank is starting to peek its head out. Kind of dangerous because it's peeking its head out with a side shot ability. So that's kind of dangerous. And now he calls in anti-air, but doesn't kill my HE. Not sure if that took out what I needed. And so I know I can show this as neutral, but sometimes I feel like that kind of ruins the surprise. So I really didn't want to because I think this battle was a ton of fun and was an insane battle. And seeing it without knowing where the units are, I think adds to it. And Taurus has some really good tanks coming in here. And he's Toucan. It's calling its infantry on his side because as you can see, he doesn't have a whole lot in the center. And here come the Leopard 2A3s. So let's go back here. I just lost my recon helicopter, so that's gonna hurt. These guys shouldn't be too much of a problem. I would hope if I can unload these guys in time, which I do. Looks like I hit something over here because that's burning. And now Rafka is starting to try and begin some sort of assault. He sticks out his tank. My guys are occupied. There's another tank. One of my BMPs misses, and I send this dude in just to die. I'm like, get out of there. And I bring in my ATGM. I'm like, stay alive for just a little bit. The ATGMs take so long. I'm like never able to get a shot off in time. And as I'm doing this, I actually call in a recon unit over here because I have some plans. My plans is to send these guys and hunt them all the way down these trees. Because running across here, how's that? There's no way I'd be able to do that. So as you can see, we kind of are all in the same line. If you look at the map, just like look at the map right here, we're all like in the exact same line, which is kind of funny. And then I call in this ATGM, but it's useless. I swear, anytime you call in an ATGM, they just disappear before you can even get a shot off. And they fly so slow that Falcon will probably kill it. So he's like, oh shit, it's an ATGM. I'm like, get out of there. Get out of there, ATGM. This actually somehow survives. I do call in some MiGs to try and kill that. I might have just saved my ATGMs live. And these two MiGs, one MiG's down. That's not good. Another MiG is chasing this other Falcon who's pretty low on health. And we kind of do a little bit of a trade, but then nothing happens there. These 2A3s are going to be a problem for Toucan if they're placed correctly. They are getting hit, sort of. And over here, as you can see, that line is just moving ever so slowly. It seems like if I had to guess, he's probably got a good amount of units on this side. Let's go back to the stuff where I know what's going on. So as you can see, I start getting ready for my push on the left. Haven't seen any resistance yet. And I kind of do this a little too early. And it ruins a little bit of my push, and you'll see why. If I would have waited just for like 5 more minutes, I think I would have like been able to easily take them. But then Toucan now is able to take this, which we needed really badly because as you can see, they were at a score of 839 out of 2,000, nearly halfway there, with 30 minutes still left. And Taurus is accumulating troops as fast as he can. It looks like Taurus found some units over here, and we're getting shot at now over there. So he starts sending in some dudes across the field. I don't know why, because I mean like, these are like pretty good units. So it looks like he's starting to do a push. And these BMPs are like, nah bro. The Safaris, all of them are just waiting. Fighting throughout the trees, out in the open without any support. He does send his M1 Abrams. I don't have any tanks. So the M1 Abrams is trying to stop this. So as he's doing this, I'm like, alright, well, you're going to send your infantry. That probably means that I have room to move up my infantry, so I send these guys as a flank. Because these mech rifles are not going to be able to do anything. And I do have a T-80 VB. I'm just getting wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. by these pavats. I mean, like, my infantry can't do anything. This TADBV, though, is doing some damage, and I do have a very, very sneaky recon. So these guys are in a lot of trouble. I thought that was a body. I was like, damn, that's pretty gruesome. Better run. Still surviving. Now he sends his M1 Abrams to fight. And it looks like we're both kind of doing the same amount of damage. I think. Me being stubborn, I'm like, no, kill him. We do take out his tornado, and he does have a Bradley right here, and I think that's what I noticed. But as you can see here, more infantry on the right side. Let's look over at how it's going for Taurus. Taurus, Nalid sends a huge flank to the left down the mountains. Even has an anti-infantry tank, and Taurus has some tanks, some infantry, and he did manage to get some guys over here to try and do some sort of push. These Motostruckies somehow survive that engagement, and he doesn't press forward. So now I have a huge line of people, and what I try and do in this map specifically is people like to flank. I kind of figured there were some dudes here. I was like, there's probably going to be some guys over here. I need to be prepared for that. So I think I start calling some infantry on the left side, and I just have them hold. I'm like, just hold there for now, because I want to see if this will work. So this is going to take a little bit, but I'm sending my guys, these guys, all the way over there, and because he doesn't have anybody covering his flank, or so we think. I haven't seen anybody yet. Looks like Taurus found some. Oh no, these Jaegers and these guys are going to be a problem. He also has some cheaper tanks against these BMP-1s, and they're firing off now. Looks like one misses. He does have an M3A1 Bradley. Now he's disappearing into the abyss. Toucan has some of these guys moved up, and he has taken this area entirely, so he's kind of gotten rid of that flank. But there could be other guys over there, and Toucan did do a pretty big press. I moved these Motostruckies over here because I was like, well, I'm gonna move him right here just in case, like, you know, he's trying to like move anybody. And I have this infantry just waiting. I was like, alright, you guys are going to wait. We got to be patient. He started, looks like Rafka was getting a little impatient, which is fine with me, because look at all these units he's bringing forward. And that one unit just gets wrecked. They have to run. Alright, get out! And I have this recon here that's just going to get eyes. And then he sends another M1 Abrams. We both kind of trade. I get an ammo explosion. I try and send a cluster based off of where they are. I should have put these guys on passive. That's gonna be trouble for that HE. Somehow survives. Not sure how. And now he's sending some more units to the left, but as you can see, I already have reinforcements coming. Toucan calling some sappers to help on his side. I think I actually send this cluster to try and take out that Leopard 283. I was like, alright, he's gonna need help. So now, Rafka, what I think should have done is sit them over here, because I can easily see them. I don't even know how I can see him. This dude, I don't know. But these guys are in trouble. They're stunned. They're getting shot at by my recon. Let's see what's going over here. So Taurus still holding strong. He's losing some of it. And then Star trying to get a flank. And then we see the recon, or the Bradley. And we know their units are flying through there. Like, we know that's happening. And they're just doing an auto cell. These Monostruckies against mech rifles is actually going to be a pretty bloody engagement. But it looks like I have them outnumbered, and since they were already hit by the tanks, and those mech rifles die, they were already hit by the tanks, they were already pretty weak. And here comes Rafka with a pretty smart cluster, and my anti-air is just not going to hit it in time, and that really hurts. And he doesn't even get hit. RNG not on my side, but as this is all happening though, I still have these units moving up. Toucan is doing a good job, but we can't make any ground whatsoever. And there's no telling what Nalid has over here, and I just lost Motostrucky. So these guys are in trouble, but still alive. He's sending a Raven to try and take out some of my anti-air, and I'm pretty sure it was successful because he took out that one. which is annoying to say the least. These guys are fully healthy, fighting a bunch of weak monostrikes. They might be able to kill them. Once again, I even have more infantry in here. My goal was, okay, I was like, alright, if I'm going to do this push, I'm going to send some helicopter help. And I think I was like, I think I'm going to send these guys over to there. But so far I haven't seen any resistance. I was like, I haven't seen too much anti-air. And I'm already replacing that other anti-air. We get another mech rifle. Let's go over to this side. Taurus has a lot of infantry, a good amount of defenses, and the lead, now not having this contested, can send his men through this way and the other way. But somehow Toucan is actually, well, not somehow, it's because he has that road. He was able to move through there. And as you can see, so this is a really cool ability. I'm telling them, so that's what the S means. One time I saw a video, I was like, what's that S mean? We take out these units, so what this S will do is it'll draw a circle kind of all around here. And man, if those guys moved a little bit further, I think they would have like ruined my whole mission. And so he's calling another one. This guy doesn't even get to fire and he gets shot. But what this S will do is it'll do like a huge circle. Like the circle's like probably about this big. And then they'll just go through it and look and try and seize the whole thing like as a unit. They'll spread out and they'll like work together to seize it. So I tell them, hey, seize this, take your time, you know. And then I send up these rockets to help. Kind of wasting these BMPs. What I should have done with these BMPs is I should have moved them right here. Put them along the tree lines. And he is still moving those units. And I don't have any really real way of stopping it. So I probably start calling in some stuff. I think what I'm doing here is I'm sending this ATGM to help with that Leopard 283 because those guys are no joke. Hey, you can actually see the circle from a distance. So you see that circle? That's what they're going to seize. They're going to go through that whole circle. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find where the hell their command vehicle is. Because I can take that out. I can call in reinforcements right away and get some help. So, of course, once again, I send my ATGM. And right when I'm about to hit him, I lose the tank. I have not been able... it's very rare that I can find it. And now I know for a fact he has units right here. And he's, like, getting ready. And my poor ATGM is getting chased. Toucan being a helper comes and maybe saves it in time, but it doesn't look like he will, and unfortunately, ATGM will perish. Can't even see where it blew up, and it's kind of evaporated. So right here, I'm like, I gotta call people in now. Oh, my ATGM survived. Oh, that's why it just disappeared. So we're actually at a +3 now because Toucan was able to find the command vehicle here, and that's gonna put us at a +3. I have another ATGM, but I'm like, what's the point? I can't even find anybody. Taurus is still doing a good job. I mean, it's been 20 minutes and he's still holding it strong. As you can see, I haven't really made any movements, and it looks like they have H. So I'm not really sure what this means, but I think after they seize a certain amount, they go to H. So I actually moved these BMPs to kind of help. I'm like, all right. So I looked over here and I was like, Toucan doesn't have a lot of stuff here, so let me just put some BMPs here, and then I even send up my helicopters to assist. And now I have my infantry here to cover my flank. I have all these guys ready to go. I feel very confident, and I'm like, what are these guys doing? I was like, come on. What I'm doing with these guys, or what I will be doing, is I'm hoping that with the seize unit, I can start attacking them and cause like a little bit of a distraction. When that distraction happens, I can move these guys up and move those guys up too. Once again, he's doing this push out in the open with one mech rifle unit. I think just hoping he can find something. As you can see, my siege starts again. He's got 4 tanks. I don't have a whole lot of tanks. I'm like all infantry. And he's beginning his push. Of course, right after, I send out my ATGM to do nothing. And then but he still has no idea that I have enemies in his side. He's like, oh yeah, he's just chilling, calling in more people because I'm just assuming it's gonna happen in a minute. And I have this recon guy just kind of keeping an eye on the sides. But this is when it happens. Now he's like, what? We kill one of his Abrams, so that's 3 down. I do have another. I have my ATGM ready. If I could see it, I might be able to take out that other one, but I think I'm like too busy microing right now, which is really unfortunate. So then we take out the Pavads, which is a huge kill as well. And I think this is when, as you can see, look at all this stuff that's happening here. Movement start to come up. I think we lost one of the airmen, but I see here and I'm like, oh, he's moving all of his units over there to stop this attack. And at that point, I'm like, it's now or never. So we kind of thwarted his left attack. And at this point, we're taking out Bradley's. We're seizing this unit. We have their supply unit gone. He's like, I don't know what to do. I sent an HE just to try and clear up some of the areas for him. I'm pushing on the left, right here with all of these guys. And at this point, I think we're about to see a very, very large push. Let's keep an eye out for it. So as you can see, I move up this helicopter unit. I tell them to seize this area because they successfully took out that spot. We destroyed one of his clusters. These guys are ready to move. So it begins. I'm about to call in a cluster strike on these guys. And look at this, the big push. He has no idea that I had these other units close by. These dudes are dying, but that's okay. They did their job. And here it comes. It's like, who are you going to focus on? Even these guys are getting in on the action. Look at all these units running across the field. Doing somewhat of a pincer movement. It's like a high-scale invasion. They did kill all of my units that originally started this engagement. We're dropping clusters. I finally kill a tank with an ATGM. I kill another tank with an ATGM. Double kill. Weakening their lines. And here comes the infantry running up. I say, all right, seize this. Get out of their helicopter. I'm like, I don't even care. You did your best. BMP-3s rushing in. And here they come. As you can see, it's 839, 741. We've lost our advantage. Will I be able to get this push? I do another big seize with this next group of units. I'm trying to find where the hell is their command unit. And look at all these guys running. I call in another tank. Here comes a helicopter. I'm doing everything I can to try and stop these guys. And look at this. Absolute insanity. Tanks dying everywhere. It's a mad scramble on his side. Men running through the fields. Helicopters helping the tanks. Run, men. Absolutely epic. His mech rifles are all stunned. And just when he thinks it's over, he has no idea that there's even more on their way. I send everything I've got. I'm like, this is the moment. And we find it. We take out the command unit. And now we're at a +2. And now what you realize this means is I didn't use all my money or my whatever points. Because look what I'm calling in, and then bam, 4 Monostrekis instantly able to restock my men. And now we're at a +2 with 16 minutes left. And I'm just calling in everything. I'm like, all right, you're never gonna take this back. I call in all these units to hold my left flank because if I was him out of desperation, I would start trying over here. We have completely taken the sector. A devastating blow for the other team. Let's look how it's going on the other sides. Tara's still holding strong, but it looks like Nalid is calling in some Heimatschützens. This tank is a problem, but they're out in the open. That double kill with the ATGMs. Now we're at a +5 because he lost control of Hotel. And just looking at the amount of infantry I have here. So this deck, which I showed at the beginning, it's one of my favorite decks, honestly. I call it the Ruski deck. And it just has a ton of infantry. I've actually changed it up a little bit. But I love having the BMPs because it's like, all right, you have your infantry unit, then you have your BMP unit. So it's like you have 2 infantry units in one. You just have to be careful with your BMPs. If you place them correctly, I mean, they can do some damage. These guys just chilling. Upper 283 just got hit hard there. And we're now in the lead. So when I'm thinking, I'm like, alright, well, if I can get these guys here, I can cover my flank entirely. I send these BMPs up because I'm like, alright, let's just see where they're at, see if we can get an idea. And, you know, they're not going to survive that. But I was just trying to see, like, okay, so there's a guy there, there's a guy there. And at this point, I get a little greedy. So I'm like, what if I take this? What I should have done was say, like, okay, we'll keep these guys here. Let's just save up some units. Accumulate some troops right here and help out, or even like accumulate troops right here and help out and go around to the right, which I think that was my plan. But I was also afraid that I would get lost in the micro. He's actually sending in a Raven. T80B. Like let's just reverse that. Raven gets away completely unharmed. Toucan has a ton of infantry here. And I think I actually do lose my BMPs because now they're gone. Missed it. And then over here, Taurus still holding strong. His command vehicle is in a little bit of trouble. He should be able to take out these Jaegers quite easily. I'm calling in another ATGM. I love the ATGMs. They just take forever. I know exactly where he is. I should have waited. I shouldn't have called in this HE because that made him retreat. And I don't think that was a good idea. Because if I would have waited, I would have probably killed him. Because now I'm gonna lose sights of him. And of course, I'm like, whatever, AT, just go back. And over here, Starve is trying to do a bit of a tricky thing. So he has his command unit that dies. This entire time, his command unit, he's losing 3 points. If he moved his command unit back, put him right here, put that other infantry right here, he'd be fine. So I have some of these guys over here, like this dude, so I can watch my right flank. I was like, alright, I have perfect guys here. So I create this line to try and, you know, watch my flank, and now I'm able to call in air support, or any support, almost instantly to help. At this point, we're at a +2, but it's looking a little scary on the right side. Taurus has been like asking, like, does anyone have AA? Anyone help, please? And he's, it's just a, you know, it's been a contested battle the whole way, but Taurus has been hanging on strong. Unfortunately, these clusters are just really hurting him. Over on this side, it's time for that T-64 just misses completely. And I lose that T-64. He does a smoke screen, but what I do have, I don't think he sees it, but I have my T-80BV and a good amount of infantry here. I think my goal is to try and get him right here and just have him chill. The T-80BV should kill this. I hope, but he doesn't. That's wild. Still have my ATGM. Here he comes, but it won't make it in time. Once again, disappearing. I think I'm just like that to kill the Bradley. Let's see. What do I even do with this guy? It's SU-25. You can't see in the... Am I going for the recon helicopter? Oh, no. Why would I do that? I guess I got tired of that, looking at that's not going to make it. Definitely not. I'm trying to get my T-64 right here, but at this point I'm like, alright, I'm getting too greedy. Losing men when I don't even need to. These guys are in trouble. Captain Toucan's doing a great job in supporting me with the anti-air. We're still at a +2, but it looks like the line has broken. So as you can see, the lead slowly but surely just making his push, and Taurus is just having to keep on retreating. He does have these units right here that could potentially go there, but it just seems like they can't see anything yet. And Starve is doing a pretty good job just trying to keep Toucan at bay, but Toucan also has this left flank kind of waiting. I think he's accumulating troops. And these guys, this infantry, gets completely overwhelmed. But what does that tell me? I say, alright, there's guys there, so let's get ready and let's cover our left flanks. As you can see, I have all this infantry that's doing nothing. But I'm kind of like, alright, what do I even need to do? Like, what can I do here? I think I was afraid. I was like, well, if I move these guys, which I could, so I was kind of afraid that this would potentially make me weak. and then I would have like lost my ground. Start this at a leopard 2A3 here out in the open. I guess he can't see that I can see him, which is always good. Just kind of getting our defenses down after that pretty initial push, but now it's looking like with 10 minutes left, it seems like Taurus is okay for now. His command tank is pushing back some of his infantry units, and Taurus is trying to get a right side attack to take out, I guess, some of these M1 Abrams that he found. And now begins the huge push from the lead. So for a little bit you thought, oh, everything's fine, dude. He's got like nobody. We're good. Well, little do you know, he actually had a lot of people. And now he's calling in this big tank, or this big amount of infantry that's all hiding in the trees. You can't even see them. And these T-80s are getting wrecked by this M1 Abrams. This should kill him. So there goes that Abrams. He has these BMP-2s, see, like, they're pretty good. Like, they can do a good amount of damage. I mean, they're glass cannons. Like, say they're glass cannons. They die easily, but they kill infantry, which is what you would hope an infantry unit does. So now, like, I have so much in my defense. There's really no way that Rafka could take this feasibly. He can't really see my units in the trees. I have all these guys as spotters with reinforcements in the back, so that's kind of why I have them back there. I'm like, alright, you guys chill in the back, be my spotters, and then once we see units, I'll send them up to help. That way, like, a lot of them don't die. Warning. Uh-oh, we got a warning. Enemy air contact. So here comes a cluster, because I think he knows exactly where, you know, that command tank is. And Taurus knows. He's like, shit, I gotta move. And look at all of this infantry. There's 8 minutes left, but we're at a +2, so we're looking okay for now. Taurus has been doing a great job holding. I mean, not too long ago it was 8:39 to 0, and in 10 minutes, and now just like that, we're not going to be at an advantage at all. So that's going to take away our advantage. Taurus's command vehicle is taken out, and now Nalid has a foothold with all of these tow cobras coming in to take out that infantry. I know there's guys in these trees over here somewhere. I mean, hell, I'm gonna do an artillery strike. And I think I'm like, alright, maybe I can help with over here, maybe. What I really should have done, and this was my failure, was I should have used some of this excess infantry and then sent them around this way to try and just, you know, do this. I could have even grabbed a command vehicle and just been like, do, and just put them around there. I think I even call in an anti-air to just like send some people up there, and I'm like, all right, take care of them. We have 7 minutes left, but you know they could still make. The league can make a big push. Starve can make a big push and change this game. I mean, even Rafka can make a big push. So I'm setting up this T-80B. Luckily that misses. This Bradley has been the bane of my existence. I think I'm gonna kill it here though. Wow. That Bradley is just not gonna die. Bradley dies. Finally. Yeah, Rafka actually sends an M1 Abrams through here, but it's kind of getting beaten up by his BMPs and actually dies to the BMPs. And yeah, as you can see, actually calling some Strellas. I was like, yeah, take the Strellas, I don't need it. I'm just saying, that's why I love using infantry, because a lot of these maps are pretty infantry friendly. But with these engineers and flash and stuff, they're probably going to kill all of these Monostrekis. And now Nalid sends out his helicopters over to that side to try and help, but what do we find? You know, his command vehicles, but they're not even inside the zone, so they don't really matter. We're at 90% left. And normally around this time is where desperation comes in, where they're like, we have to do something. Taurus is able to get a command unit in here just to try and change the odds. I completely forget about these Strellas and I kind of just leave them to their death. Honestly, I just like totally forgot about them. These units are holding on pretty strong against these mech rifles. I mean, they're doing their best. And here comes the desperation push. They're like, we have to do something. He's got his Abrams right here. Kills my Abrams. I have all of these cheap infantry units. He has all these other ones right here as well. As you can see, he's got them just running through the field. Bradley gets destroyed. And they're like, we have to do something. Because if he was able to get a command unit in here, and then the lead takes that other side, you know, they're at an advantage. But now we're at a +4 because Nalid was able to. Nalid lost his command unit for some reason.
Be careful, enemies nearby.
These guys are beginning this push, and so am I. I'm like, alright, fine, I can push too, because I wanted to kill this Abrams just out of spite. I was like, kill this Abrams, please. We got all these guys just destroying. These engineer dragons are going to get eaten up by my helicopters. Like, fine, I won't. I was like, fine. I won't kill that tank. But now we're actually not at an advantage again. We, the lead for only a little bit lost it. Will I be able to kill this tank? Come on, you can do it. Sending out some sort of, it's like a, what gun is that? Saklos? And just missed it. That's unfortunate. We have all these T-80s. These poor mech rifles. He tried to do like a sort of like a two-pronged attack, not knowing that I had all this other stuff on the other side too. We're just destroying these mech rifles now. By helicopters, BMPs, plane landed on my guys. Engineers are just dying. These BMPs are just mopping them up. I find his command unit right here. I'm like, hey, I found his command unit. It's infantry. I'm starting to, so once I saw he did that push and it failed, I was like, alright, fine, I'll do my push now. As you can see, Starve is doing a huge push, which is an interesting direction to go. And even the lead is like, F this, I'm sitting in the arrow rifles, and they've actually landed at his spot, but it's at the worst possible time because we're at a +2, which I'm not even sure why. Oh, I think it's, I was able to use my artillery and it moved him back, causing it to move out of the zone and causing him to lose points. But they actually had like a pretty insane push there where Nalid was landing arrow rifles on his unit. That could have taken it away, putting us at a negative. Starve had a huge push in the middle, but as that was happening, I was doing my big push to stop them entirely. I still managed to be negative in losses because of all that pushing. It caused me to be at a pretty significant disadvantage there, but I'm going to add these people because they're in our Discord. Once again, this was everybody in our Discord for new players. We always play together. Just today, you know, this is after I recorded this, but today we had 8 people in the Discord all playing together, so we did 4v4s where we could just all play together and then talk about how the game went, how can we get better, and kind of learn. So it's a lot of fun. If you want to, you know, on the weekends we're very active. Weeknights, not so much, but you can still get some games. But it's a ton of fun. It's a great way to learn the game, and it's a great way to work with your comrades and potentially beat some other players too. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for your support. I hope you guys like the intro. I'm trying out some new stuff. Not sure if it works, but we'll see. And thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.